It's goody. What everybody? Welcome to the chat. Like and share and tap that heart from the ways if you can. What's up? Welcome. Why most people struggle with integrity. Wow. Yes. How we doing? Hey, hit that like, hit that share. Give me some love. Give me some hearts. You may. Blessings come around. Top of the top. Just tapping in before I start my day. In the community, getting out, handling my business for the day. But how's everybody doing on this Thursday, man? How's everybody feeling? It's a beautiful Thursday. You know? I had to be here. I most struggle with integrity, but we don't notice it. So many different reasons, man. It starts within us, right? That's why I created this conversation within the podcast. So we could really get an inner voice that we have, right? That inner being, the greatness inside of us, right? You know, I think integrity starts there, right? What we tell ourselves every day, the things we do every day, and that's going to build us the confidence and keep that integrity building, right? So I think most people in our life, right, struggle with integrity and keeping that standard, right? So many things that happen in our life, circumstances that we have no control over. We don't have integrity, right? That situation can go for the worst, right? So when you have integrity, you know, for example, you know, me being in the military, right, and dealing with different type of people and they having, you know, slandering my character, doing different things, right? And if I would allow that to change my character, right? I wanted to get back. I wanted to get my lick. I wanted to retaliate some way, somehow. But if I would have did that, I would have did what I wanted to do, how I felt in the moment. My integrity or who I was, my character up until that point would have been shot. It would have been like, yo, this guy is not who he say he is. So I just let it be. And sure enough, my character of who I am showed over time, right? So trust and believe that whether people see it or not, you hold on to that character of integrity and morals and standards. No matter what people say, if you're true to who you are, it's going to show over time. It's going to show. And that's what I loved about rebuilding that integrity. Because if I would have retaliated, man, that punishment that they gave me would have been a lot worse after. Because I would have got my leg back. I would have felt good in the moment. But then after, I would have been like, damn. You know what I mean? Because the only way so much you could do in the military to allow people to, before you have so much chances before things get bad. You know what I mean? Before you got to get kicked out or before they start, you know what I mean, doing craziness. So it just behooves you to just chill out. It's like, yo, I'm gonna just hold my composure. I'm gonna do what's best for me. I'm gonna hold my standards, my integrity, my morals, and I'm gonna let people do what they want to do, and I won't let that affect me as a person. Right? And that's tough. That's hard. People do things intentionally, and you just want to give it right back to them. But the long run, it's not worth it. You have a better chance of just living life, moving forward, right? So live life in a way that you want people to respect you, right? Um, let me show y'all something like this, okay? Um, let me see how I can pull this out because I want you guys to understand that in the military you have so many different options, right? And things go bad, right? You have no control over it. But the thing that we learn in the military is the integrity of just doing the right thing regardless, right? And it goes deeper than just the surface of the military. It goes deeper to who you are, right? Period. You know what I mean? No matter you in the military, you in the civilian life, you got a different career, wherever you at, integrity matters. A lot of people you see in today's society, we're in 2026. You got so many people that we look up to or we see in a higher light, and over time we see like, yo, they didn't have no integrity. You know what I'm saying? And we see those that do, right? And to me, that just shows who they are. Integrity. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull this up so I can show you guys what I'm trying to explain. I had this whole I got this whole presentation that I had put together. I don't want to go bore y'all with so much, but I'm gonna try to pull this up. Um, bear with me, bear with me. Um, here we go. Okay, go. Let's see. Pull this up. How y'all doing this evening? How y'all doing? Pull this up. I'm pull up this one. All right. All right. So look, check this out. All right. Here we go. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right. So look, choices we make shape our story. It shapes our life, right? As you can see, I joined the military in 2018 and got out in 2025, right? I didn't know being in the military when I joined that it was going to be what it is today, right? I joined at the moment of trying to do something different, sacrifice, make better decisions, live a better life, and experience more. Little did I know what it would be today, right? All the experiences, good and bad in between, I didn't know it was going to be what it is today, but it was the choice that I made, right? It was the choice. Everybody knows we have a choice, and we have the opportunity to make these choices to live the life that we choose, right? Um, the choices we make today writes the story we will live tomorrow, right? And I'm here today. That day is tomorrow for me, right? And every decision is an investment of who we're becoming, right? And let those choices and things that we believe in have value. It don't. It doesn't change our convenience. It doesn't. It's not convenient. We want it in a way where everything that we line up with is the truth of who we are, right, and not the convenience of others, right. And a lot of times we want the convenience. We want it. We want it. But as you can see, convenience sometimes might not work, right? You might get it now, but it might not be here later. You know what I mean? So when it's real and it's genuine and it's authentic, I truly believe it's gonna last. You know what I mean? If it's from the ground and with good intentions, it's gonna last. It's gonna get to where it needs to be, right? So make sure the choices we make, understand whether it's good or bad. It's going to shape our story of our life. So when we see people make bad decisions, no, like these are the choices that's gonna lead to their story. Or wherever you meet somebody, they tell you their story, just know they had things that they chose to decisions and choices that they made that got them that, and that's their story. So if you want to change your story, you want to have a better life, a better experience in life, better decisions. Have integrity. I think that is so important. Have integrity. Too many people don't have integrity. We want to be like everything else around us, but like it starts with you. And one of the beautiful things that I found out is that when I learned to look inward and be real with myself, people that were like me, I started to attract, right? And it's not many at the moment, but it's the important people, right? It's not a bunch of people, right? Like a bunch of friends and relatives and so forth. It's people that's like you, that understand you, right? And you build a connection. But when you trying to be like this person, that person, you're gonna get people just like that. But when you be real with yourself, you be honest, you're gonna attract people, even if it's little by little. It's gonna be the right people, right? So let the integrity live through you. Make those important decisions, right? Make those things that's gonna make your life better, right? So let me share this with you. Let me switch it up. I said I appreciate everybody tapping in, share the like, give me some love. I appreciate the love, everybody for tapping in. Happy Thursday. Hope you're enjoying your Thursday with positive love coming from King Sam I Am. Love y'all. Hey, look, check it out. Let me switch it up. Let me switch it up. Let me pull up another one for you. Um, Here it is. It is. All right. So when we, as we learn to carry ourselves with better integrity and live better, we'll feel better, right? We'll feel so much better about ourselves, right? And standards are so important, right? Standards and who we are every day is so important. Like we have children, right? We got nieces and nephews that we want to live a good life. And a lot of us as adults, when we struggle, is because a lot of times from things that we experienced as kids from the people we looked up to, right? So when you get older and you start to realize a lot of stuff, whether it was for you or it wasn't for you, you start to analyze and you want to be better for your kids, which means you change your way of thinking, the way you do things, right? And becoming someone you respect. Like that's how I feel. I want to, when I think about those people that's successful, and I see me up there, I see me respected. You know what I mean? So you want to have that. You want people to respect you, and not just what you've done. You know what I mean? But who you are, right? The real reward is not recognition; it's becoming someone we respect, right? And focus on inwards rather than the outwards, right? The applause, internal respect anchors long-term growth. Excuse me. Which means, in other words, like I said before, when you focus on your inner self and you have that respect, integrity, that goes a long way. That goes a long way in your growth. You know. So come someone that we respect, even no matter the good and the in between, the bad that you do, they might not remember that, but they'll remember who you were as a person. I mean, I think when I reflect who I was in the military, right, everything that I've done for people, right, as a supply specialist, right, I learned not so much of what people saw me as, but what I like, what I did, not what I did, excuse me, but how they saw me from besides the things that I did, right? Besides all the good, people just saw me for the pure-hearted person that I was, right? I didn't care about, being perfect. I cared about just doing the right thing, right? And trust me, I used to get a lot of slack. Yo, moving too slow. Yo, we got, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna make sure I do this right. because when you in the military and you a supply, you got a lot of money on your head. You got a lot of responsibilities. Things really, it be things that you don't physically have in control, but you got it documented on paperwork. You know what I mean? So if you can't even have integrity and have encourage, be encouraged to do the right thing, regardless of what people are telling you, you got to do this or cut the corner on this. Have the integrity to do the right thing, right? And guess what? My plaques that I had, it's over there, but my plaques shows that I had over. I couldn't even tell you. It was millions of dollars that I didn't even know until after I left that installation that I had so much value that I was in control over. I knew I had control over a lot, but I didn't know how much money wise. So when I saw it on paper, it was like, right, this is. So I say, if I didn't listen and do the right thing, guess what? All that recognition that I got of holding this type of equipment for this long and didn't lose any equipment and follow the proper procedures to make sure that whatever was lost was found. Whatever we couldn't find, we replaced it, proper paperwork, yada, yada, yada. That's integrity. Most people just, I'm going to just get it done because, they on my neck. They want me to do X, Y, and Z. Nah, do it the right way. Do it the right way. Take your time. I don't care what anybody say. When you live in your life and you want to get to where you need to be and you want to be successful, one of the key things I feel is integrity. Because somebody could come and persuade you to do something that you ain't, the values and your morals don't stand on, you're going to find yourself in a mix of just, ugh. You know what I mean? So hold yourself accountable for what you need to do and believe that regardless of what, you're doing it in the right manner and that it's going to pay off. Simple, right? So understand how that go. Understand where the love is and understand where the connection of integrity and morals and standards, like that is so important. You learn that in the military, but that was already in me. It just brought it out of me more. And it brought it out more of why it's so important to have integrity, right? It's simple. We're going to move on to the next, right? So it's just a beautiful thing to really sit back and analyze how far you came when you lived in a good space, when you lived with integrity, right? Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. But I know when it comes to handling business and dealing with people, integrity is one of the key things. And that's just that, right? Um, here we go. So check this out, right? Integrity is practice, not heroic, right? You gotta practice every day integrity, right? It's not, for some people, it's not in you, right? Some people have been through some things and, they don't care. They get it how they get it. And I understand that, but it's not gonna last. Over time in history, we've seen people go up and down, and when they don't have integrity, they lead them nowhere, right? Right. So integrity is something we talk. Integrity is not something we talk about. It's something we practice daily, right? Practice that daily. I don't care if you gotta write it down, whatever it is. Integrity. Daily small decisions compound into a life that reflects truth and consistency. Practice over I can't even spit the word out, excuse me. Builds trust and quiet confidence. You know what I mean? Um, People don't understand that when you don't do the small things that you say you want to do, that eats your confidence, believe it or not. Like if you don't do the small things, if you don't do the things that you know is gonna help you, because you 9 times out of 10 in your feelings and your emotions don't feel like it. That's when the integrity. That's when you gotta really get out your feelings. You know what I mean? And you can see this is my basic training. This is when I first got off the bus, right? And you hear the screaming, you hear this, you hear that, you hear all these things, man. And you get discouraged in a sense, like, oh my goodness, like what's going on? right? But they teach you so much. It's like they break you down to build you up, right? So if you're already broken down, I mean, it's gonna be even rougher. But if you came from some place where you had some type of strength, it just build on it. You just build on that. So it's never to destroy you, kind of to remove certain things that fear, certain things that we were afraid of. It broke you to understand that fear is just an emotion, that you really could do anything that you really put your mind to. Like it's not a, you know, it's not a one thing fits one person type of thing. I mean, it really goes so far into just you as a person. If you really want better, you really want things to be better, you got to make better decisions, right? So I encourage you to continue to um, do what you need to do, right? Regardless of what anybody say, regardless of what anybody do, know that you're doing it for you, and for your family, and for the better of yourself, right? So, but absolutely, anybody, yo, tap in, tap in. I appreciate it. Um, I don't want to bore you with slides, so tap in, leave a comment. You know what I mean? Let me know what's on your mind. Um, but this is topic. Why most people struggle with integrity, and most of the time, like I said before, it's the small things that we don't do, right? It's the daily things that we don't do, right? And it's so important that we practice these things every day, right? So before I shut it down, you know what I mean? I don't want to bore y'all too much, but we're gonna hit this point. Daily promises that we should practice. I practice every day. Daily practices, right? Um, Ask yourself, right? What promises that you need to keep today, right? And keep that. And it's the promises that you going to do the things that you know you need to do to better your life. Um, Small promises build credibility, and self-respect and momentum. Simple, right? And that is so true because when I wasn't in the space of confidence and I wasn't in the space of building myself, and I was neglecting the little things in my day-to-day life, it affected how I felt about myself. And I've seen people in my family, relatives, friends that just by talking to them, you can tell that they lack in certain things. You can tell where they struggle, and you understand what it's like, right? And once they know that it's the small things that they need to do so that they can get to that next level, and it's just ourselves in a way, right? But 90% of the time, I'll be honest, it's just fear. It's just fear. You're afraid of something not working out, or something most likely it's just something not working out. And not being religious on you, but God don't move in fear. God is not a person of fear. So if you know you carrying fear in you, you gotta let that go. You gotta say, look, I'm carrying that today. Right? Daily things we tell ourselves is gonna help us get to that next level. You might not have mommy, you might not have daddy, cousin, uncle, grandma, sister, brother. So you gotta tell yourself, look, I'm gonna do it. Done, and feel good about it. One thing I've learned is a beautiful tool is that we got things in our life, right, that we just may not want to do, right? And what I like to tell myself and what I do to this day is that, look, it might be something I really don't feel like doing, but guess what? I trick my mind and I say, look, if you want this, right, I want to get this done, I feel like doing it, right, get out my feeling. And what I like to do is trick my emotions and tell myself, hey, look, this is what it's gonna feel like when I'm done, right? And I visualize it in my head, like folding clothes or whatever laundry I gotta do. Oh, I gotta fold these clothes. I gotta do my clothes, wifey clothes, daughter clothes. Okay, cool. How I'm gonna feel when it's done, right? That's what I think about, right? That's what I put in my head. Like, okay, I'm not gonna think about all the little bit of details because that can get overwhelming, right? When you think about every detail, right? So I just think about the end goal, right? Think about how you're gonna feel. Think about what it's gonna feel like when you're done, and then Know that, hey, guess what? I'm gonna be on another level. I'm gonna have completed this task, and then I can move on to the next. You gotta play with your mind a little bit, and I feel like be delusional, okay? And that's gonna help you get through the emotional part and them fears, right? If you feel like, oh man, this business thing might not work, be delusional. Hey, it's gonna work, and I ain't gonna fail, and uh, we're gonna run it down, all right? Even if it don't work, you that one step closer to getting it, all right? Keep moving forward to the point where when you look back, you're like, wow, I came that far. Like I came really far. So keep the integrity, keep the strength, keep the wisdom that you know you need to do to that next level. Build that confidence, right? Um, Back to the daily promises, right? Be honest, keep your word, respect others, respect like you want to be respected. And people just think, nah, they gotta give a look, give respect, and respect will be granted to you, right? Um, Practice gratitude, please. If you don't do anything else, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. You know, I wake up every day and I'm grateful for where I came, how far I came. Like I used to be waking up sleeping outside. I used to wake up sleeping in a tent with 100 men, right? I used to have to sleep. I used to sleep at people's houses, families, right? So when I wake up in my own place with my family, it's a wonderful feeling, right? It's a wonderful feeling. So be grateful for how far you came. Because, like I like to say, where you were, look how far you came. Like wherever you was then, you was feeling, oh, but look where you at now, right? Look where you at now. Be grateful for that, man, and reflect. Reflect on your actions. What I like to do, whether it's good, bad, and in between, reflect on your day. Reflect on how you could have did things better, maybe even handle it better, right? So I want you to really analyze yourself, man. Don't let other people analyze you. Don't let other people tell you who you are. You got to do. And that's the greater gift that God given us for you to understand, and you don't have to go to the world to figure out who you are and figure out the things that you need in life, right? God is going to give it to you. It's already in you. That's the crazy part. We as people look outside for savior, try to come help us, and that's nothing wrong with it. But one of the greatest things that I've learned is that stop waiting for somebody, right? Don't wait for nobody. You got to start. Once you get the ball rolling, you'll tire going after a while. But if you don't do that for you, nobody's really gonna do it for you. You know what I mean? And that's what greatest gift that we have is the things we do for ourselves, the decisions and the choices that we have make to live the life. And that has nothing to do with people outside of us. They don't have nothing, whether it's your kids, spouse, family, relatives, whoever it may be. When it comes down to the person that you are becoming, right? That's that's you and God. That's you. Who you affect, who you inspire, that's on God, right? That's God's thing, right? That's what God wants us to do, right? So that's what we got to do. Inspire. We can't control anything else, but at the end of the day, like they say, all we got is ourselves. We only can control ourselves. So do that. Do that. Don't do nothing else. Take care of yourself first, right? And I'm gonna leave you guys with this last one before I go. Right? Help someone, by the way. Help someone, no matter what. Open the door for somebody. I think that is so important as well. Help somebody, because if you was in a position where you needed help and now you can help, the greatest gift is to help. Because if you don't, guess what? God sees it as being selfish. So just how he has blessed you, he can remove that. So I feel like too many people take that for granted. Like you might have been in a tough spot, but now you're better, right? So if you see someone where you used to be, and you don't try to help them in any possible way, and you look down on them, then yeah, God can take your blessings away, right? You can be right back where you was. So I'm saying that to appreciate what you've been through and where you at, because 9 times out of 10, even to this day, I still see people that I used to be. So I always try to reach back, and this is what this podcast is about. I'm trying to reach back to those like me, right, and let them know, look, you're not by yourself. God is with you, and as a brother in arms, right, in this world, I'm trying to show you that if I could do it, you can do it. And that's all it is. It's not me saying I'm better than you at all. It's me letting you know, like I see you. Like I see you. And there's too many people in this world that we don't see each other. We just, you know what I mean? Nobody, like it's crazy. Like I be feeling like, yo, I'm really in different matrix sometimes because I be looking around, I'm like, nobody's paying attention to that, nobody see that. You just stand still for a moment. Just be in public and just watch the movement of the world. Go drive. You see crazy shit all the time. So I'm saying to you, trust in yourself, love yourself, help somebody in any possible way that you can, right? Because we all once was in a position where we needed help. So don't get in a position where you have it to help and you don't help. People don't want the help, that's fine. That's their choice. But at least, like God, give me the choice. So it's their choice to take the help or not. But at least God knows He saw you offering the help. I think that's a lot what people miss, man. That integrity with God, that integrity with himself, so important. People overlook that. You know what I mean? Like people might get away with a little couple things here and there, but look, at the end of the day, nobody might have had showed up, but God saw it. That's what I think people when they look away and they don't live right and they're afraid to go to God and talk to God and get their mind right and get their heart right. Those are one of the things, their integrity. They don't know how to come to terms with accountability. That's another thing we'll talk about, another topic, but accountability is so important. Accountability is so important, right? And once you can really like those that understand integrity, great. You're on the right path. Continue to be great. Carry that light, carry that moral of character with you because it's gonna rub off eventually on somebody else. And that's what we want, right? We want our good nature, good character to rub off on other people, right? We got too many things rubbing off on the children of negativity, other people in this world that we need to bring that positivity back. You know what I'm saying? And if you're watching this, please tap the like, tap the share. You know what I mean? Spread the content, man. Like I said, this is just about integrity. I want people to build integrity, man. Too many of us is lost and don't know how to get to that next level. And I want people to understand that. Like it's in you already. You just gotta bring it out of you, right? So learn to start with you first. I mean, we all want to help, and there's nothing wrong with that, but we can't help nobody if we can't help ourselves, man. So I'm gonna close it out with this, man. Be remembered for who you are, right? Be remembered for who you are. People may forget what you achieved, but they would never forget. They will always remember who you were, right? They will always remember who you were, and I truly live and believe that, and I think that's just my core nature of just being good to people. Because at the end of the day, I could have went, got brought you dinner, I could have brought you some food, whatever it was. I could have been nice to you in that moment. But generally, how I was to you and how I talked to you, whatever it was, that's who I am, right? So I want you to know that It's not about the materialistic things of what you achieved or what you've done for people, but they just remember that overall you was a good person. And if that don't mean nothing to you, I don't know what does. But that means something to me. That I made an impact on somebody's life in a positive way, where that influenced them to just be a better person in some way, right? And that's the goal, right? So remember that. Let the legacy be defined by honesty, compassion, and courage. Leave behind a life that inspires trust. That's simple. Leave a legacy behind that inspires people to trust and, and have something to look forward to, right? Um, and love. I think love is overrated. I mean, excuse me, underrated. I think love is underrated. And I think, you know, people have been hurt so much that they don't even believe that person that has genuine love, have no hate, no malice in their heart. They just see someone happy or do well and makes them happy. I don't think people believe that that still exists today. So understand that it exists. It exists today, and we got to bring it more out. So if this video touched you, if this video made you feel some connection and understanding, you know, or you can relate, like, share, follow, give me some hearts, you know, show me that you understand that it's all about the integrity and the standards that we live by, right? If you want to get biblical or spiritual, religious, that's what it's all about, right? Living a good life and helping someone else. And that's not the core of who you want to be, then you got to reevaluate yourself. Reevaluate yourself, your life, be struck, whatever you need to do, but don't give up on who you are. Don't give up on who you're trying to be. All right? And just stay loved, stay blessed, stay positive. All right? One love. Hey, all love. I appreciate it. All love. Thank you. Thank you. Stay encouraged, man. Integrity. Integrity is key. We'll wrap it up real soon. Out of here. It'll be old for a minute. You know what I mean? It'll be old for a minute. We'll go to the doctor and do what they got to do. You know, for the doctor. Yeah. Ah, hope this message touch somebody. They understand what it is. That, integrity. Okay. Starts within. So, hey, like I said, let me leave a link for y'all real quick. Let me leave a link so y'all can see. Um, leave a link for y'all right quick. Scratch that. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave my link for you guys right quick. And see what we can find. What's that? Not what I. But yes, yes. Happy afternoon, wherever you are. Happy afternoon. If you enjoying your afternoon, if you're in your lunch break, wherever you're doing, tap in. I appreciate you tapping in. you're having peace, follow. Please follow. Definitely like to show love back, man. Um, but yeah, it's Thursday, man. It's a beautiful day, man. It's been chilly out, but I'm gonna definitely go ahead and enjoy the beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you guys do the same. I hope you enjoy this beautiful weather wherever you at. It's cold, warm, just enjoy it. Have gratitude. Keep the daily promises, whatever it is, man. And handle your business. Till next time, I catch up with y'all. Thank you. Peace. Oh, so one more thing. I don't tell you nothing else. Learn to talk to yourself better because your inner voice, you always listen. So you know. All right. I love y'all, man. Y'all be blessed, man. Stay safe. Keep God first. Stay with gratitude throughout the day. What happened? Gratitude. All right. Peace.